Switzerland just turned the empty space between train tracks into a working power plant. A new blood test could spare thousands of women from an invasive cancer exam, and it is seen that teens are not as depressed as the statistics are showing us. This is Chat Council, and here are 7 good news stories from this week you probably didn't hear enough about. Let's get into it. Quick question. What's the most useless strip of land on earth? Maybe the gravel between the train tracks. And a tiny Swiss village just proved you wrong. In April 2025, a Swiss startup called Sunways bolted 48 solar panels directly between the rails on a working railway line in Buttes, Switzerland. Won't a multi-ton train just smash them? No, these panels are removable and built to take that pounding daily. So, did they survive? More than 11,000 trains have thundered over them at up to 55 miles an hour with no cracked glass and no disruptions. Did they actually make power? Yes, over 16,000 kilowatts hours so far, enough for 3 or 4 Swiss homes for a year. And if every railway did this, engineers estimate Switzerland's whole rail network could generate up to 2% of the country's electricity, enough for 300,000 households. Indonesia has flown in engineers to see it, France has signed a deal, and Italy looks next. So, next time someone says we're out of space for clean energy, remind them there's a train track 2 blocks away. If you read 300 poems written by teenagers today, what do you think you would find? Despair or something else entirely? One editor got her answer and it surprised her. The headlines about young people tend to be grim: rising depression rates, screen time through the roof, sinking trust in institutions. So an editor at a youth writing non-profit spent 6 months reading through the poems from over 300 young writers, ages 10 to 21, for a new anthology, half expecting the worst. What did she find instead? Not despair, endurance. These teen poets wrote openly about loneliness, grief, anxiety, but almost every piece kept reaching towards something. One 14-year-old put it simply: the only way through is through. Were these just naive, feel-good poems? Not at all. They were serious, political aware, clear-eyed about the world's problems and still reaching for tenderness anyway. Does the bigger data actually back this up? It does. Youth arrest rates have been falling steadily since the 1990s, and more American teenagers are graduating high school than ever before. So maybe the next generation isn't checked on after all. Maybe they're just writing it down first. In the middle of one of the deadliest drug crises in North America, could one free medication really be stopping 4 out of every 5 overdose deaths? A new study says yes. British Columbia has lost more than 12,000 people to the toxic drug supply crisis over the past decade. A real ongoing tragedy that's touched entire communities. So what's actually working? A new study found something that the province rarely gets credit for. Researchers estimate that free take-home naloxone, the medication that reverses opioid overdose in minutes, prevented somewhere between 76 and 80% of potential overdose deaths in BC between 2019 to 2024. Who can even use it? That's the point. Naloxone is free across the province, and literally anyone can carry it, even the people who have never used drug themselves. Supervised consumption sites added hundreds more prevented deaths on top of that. Does this mean the crisis is solved? Far from it. Public health officials are clear they still need far more investment upstream in treatment, housing, and prevention. But the numbers on naloxone alone tells a story. A program that costs almost nothing at the door is quietly keeping thousands of families whole. Buried in an $125.8 billion city budget, what's the one line most people scrolled right past? A $1.5 million bet on New York's pet. So what's that money actually for? Half of it, $750,000, expands the city's existing free spay and neuter program. The other half funds something brand new, the city's first ever pet food pantry pilot. Who gets to use it? The pantries will run out of existing community food networks and neighborhood hubs. for New Yorkers who already qualify for low income assistance. Mobile spay and neuter clinics will roll through underserved neighborhoods alongside vouchers usable at local vets. Is this the end goal? Animal welfare advocates are already celebrating it as a starting point, with a long term goal of getting these services into every single borough. Because sometimes keeping a family together means keeping the whole family fed, paws included. What if the bottle of water in your fridge could one day be beaten on price by the ocean? Scientists in China just got a little closer to making that real. Solar desalination has always sounded great on paper, so why hasn't it taken over already? Because it's been too slow, too inefficient, too expensive to scale. Researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences just fixed a big chunk of that. Their trick? A new 3D material full of microscopic hollow structures that soaks up to over 90% of the sunlight and boosts evaporation 8.5 times higher while cutting energy use nearly in half. Does it really work outside a lab? Tested outdoors in real conditions, a setup no bigger than a card table produced 20 liters of clean drinking water a day, enough for about 10 people, meeting WHO safety standards. Is it safe enough to grow foods with? Yes, they grew spinach, corn, and cabbage through a full cycle with no issues. So when could it beat bottled water on price? Researchers estimate as little as 2 years out. Sunlight, seawater, and a smart sponge. That's the entire trick. What if catching cancer early didn't require an uncomfortable procedure? Just a single tube of blood? A new UK study says that future might be already here. Womb cancer is the fourth most common cancer among UK women, with about 9,700 diagnosed every year. But here's the catch, nearly 90,000 women a year get referred for invasive transvaginal ultrasounds just to check. That's roughly 9 screenings for every actual diagnosis. So, is there a better way? Researchers just trialed a new blood test called Pinpoint, which uses AI to scan for cancer linked marks in the blood. It was tested on more than 16,000 women, including close to 3,000 with suspected symptoms. So, how accurate was it really? 99%, both at catching gynecological cancer early and at safely ruling them out. What does that actually change for patients? High-risk women could be diagnosed faster, while low-risk women could skip an invasive procedure entirely. And because it runs on existing blood test infrastructure, hospitals wouldn't need to buy new equipment to roll it out. One tube of blood instead of one invasive exam. That's the trade thousands of women could soon get to make. What do you do with a half-empty parking lot in a city where rent eats half your paycheck? Some New York churches found an answer nobody expected. Built homes on it. Across New York City, congregations are quietly converting underused parking lots and church land into affordable apartments. Is this happening at any real scale? More than you would think. Trinity Church in Lower Manhattan is building roughly 120 permanently affordable units. The Christian Cultural Center in East New York is rolling out hundreds more in phases. And one proposal nicknamed Baobab Village could bring about 800 income-restricted homes to a single site. Just a New York thing? Not anymore. Enterprise Community Partner is now funding faith-based development programs, recently backing 6 churches in Cleveland to try the same model. What's speeding it up? A policy push nicknamed Yes in God's Backyard, aimed at cutting the zoning red tape that usually stalls these projects for years. Is it easy? Not at all. Zoning, utilities, and public hearings still take a real time. But piece by piece, sacred ground is quietly becoming shelter. And those were 7 reasons the world got a little brighter this week. If this earned even a small smile or a spark of hope, hit subscribe. We round up the good stuff every single week. And for making it all the way to the end, here's a reward to rescue the chip. See you next week.